Hello, everybody. Today, I want to make a very important video on why you should never consider trying to use TikTok. So, when we look first at the internet usage, you see that we nearly have like 5 billion people using internet and 4.62 billion people using social media. What is frightening is as January 2022, the average user spent more than 2 hours and 27 minutes on social media. When we look at the statistic of social media, we could see that TikTok and Facebook are the one that are the most impressive with 20 hours per month. What's more than half of the population, which is like 60%, are using social media. But let's focus on TikTok, which has like a negative impact on whole of a generation, the Generation Z. It is a total societal poison. Listen first to this stat. If someone starts using social media by the age of 15 and stop by the age of 17 years old, on all his life he will have spent 6 years, which is a total part of his life and could be seen as a waste of time. Just for comparison, an average user spends more time on social media rather than eating or drinking. So it's not anymore a leisure tool, but it's literally a part of someone's life. But TikTok case is special as we have like now 1 billion active users, and some country considered banning it from its own soil, such as India and even the US, where Donald Trump wanted to ban it, but Joe Biden then came back and still keep it on in the US. Basically, what's happening now, according to the CIA, TikTok is considered as the greatest menace for US security, and the US has already started to ban it for its own soldier. Joe Biden has himself quoted that TikTok has become a subject of concern for the US security. But what is frightening with TikTok, as Joe Biden said, is like a security threatens, is that the place is full of narcissists and mad people. Here is like the process that the average Generation Z user goes in. He wakes up for 15 minutes he scrolls and is being bombed by information, and his brain has been damaged because he has increased the dopamine to such an extent that the neurotransmitters are saturated. This literally impacts his self-attention and his self-behavior. It's a study that shows it. A recent study shows that the TikTok user has his ventral tegmental area damaged, and this area is the brain area which is responsible for self-control and self-behavior. So another point which is very frightening is that it also damages the frontal cortex, and those damages are permanent. That's why TikTok, we now call them goldfish, because someone who uses TikTok has such an attention which is slow and low that he has the same attention as a goldfish. Literally, TikTok is killing the attention span and focus capability of the user. But what is the risk of having a short attention span? According to a study, having a short attention span can lead to poor performance at school, inability to complete daily tasks, missing details, communication in difficulties in relationships, and poor health related to neglected practice healthy habits. So literally TikTok is killing the life of the new generation Z people. It's killing a whole generation as it's reshaping their whole brain that impact all areas of life such as health, relationship, and could lead to the destruction of humanity. But what is more frightening, like I said before, is that TikTok enhances the mental illnesses. People who have like a small mental illness go on TikTok and are like under channels that cultivate the same mental illnesses. So let's say someone is narcissist, he opens TikTok and he will see only narcissistic channels. So the user will then fall into a loop because of the algorithm, and rather than erasing his mental illness, will like enhance it and promote it because of the algorithm. Another example is someone who is anxious will see only anxious content, and then he will become more and even more anxious. What's more, you get trapped with and engage with people who have the same trouble like you. So rather than you being detached from those mental illnesses, you reconfort yourself and they put you in the same bag, and it's very scary. As for now, it has like 3 billion people on TikTok and 600 million kids, which is very, very scary. What's more, 63% of the people on TikTok are like teenagers. What is also scary and that people don't say is that it promotes not only mental illnesses by making you going into a loop and making you in contact with only crazy people. The only content that is also available is like dumb content like dancing or challenges that are like as dumb as one another, and also drugs. So, but just looking at this, TikTok is literally destroying a whole generation. I don't even know how the world will be in 10 years if we have like some engineers or doctors who can manage just to focus for like an hour, because now the attention of the average Generation Z guy is like the attention of a goldfish, and it's not funny at all because we need the new generations, and I don't even know how it will be the world in 10 years. TikTok is literally reshaping identity with many crazy challenges that could be very dangerous and harmful to people. And what's crazy is like those damages are very invisible. It's not like a weapon which leads to like physical issues, but everything is in the brain. And the studies are just coming out now and are very recent. So that I don't even know in like 5 years how it will be with the Generation Z. On the Generation Z will be like adults. But the most scary thing that nobody really knows in the West, and listen to this, is that the TikTok in the US and the West in general is not the same as TikTok in China. Literally, people who are like making TikTok are wiring the new generation brains. And what is very scary is when you look at TikTok in China, I'll put a link with a doc. The kids in China have like channels like positive energy, entrepreneurship, creativity, sciences, museum, and also they have like a limit to 40 minutes per day. While in the West, in the US or the UK or in Europe, the kids or the teenagers have accesses to mental illness channels or only dumb content like twerking, dancing, or drugs and all this. So it's literally a plan with China to destroy the Western new generation, because if you want to destroy a country, you destroy its new generation. It's the new war. Before it used to be soldier war, now it's like a technological war because China has the plan to be the first power in 2035. But what is very frightening is like no government in the West is protecting its population, while China is, by forbidding the bad content and limiting the time consumption per day. So please, guys, protect yourself from it. Do not wait for the government to make it forbidden because they want, because of the lobby. And please protect the young generation and just help them, and don't wait for the catastrophe, as TikTok is literally destroying everything, and I don't even know how the world will be like in 5 or 10 years. Thanks for listening. I put the link of the documentary, but please be aware, never consider downloading TikTok or looking at it, because even just a short time can damage your brain forever. And please help the youth, because nobody helped them reevaluate what they're consuming and tell them what are the damages. And when you look, what's scary is like in China they made like a survey, and the average teenager say my dream job will be to be an astronaut. In the US the average teenager say I want to be an influencer. This is really like telling us how the world will be in like the 10 following years. Thanks for listening, and do not hesitate to ask me questions if you want to know where I got all those informations. And take care.